bring in our guest. Joining us to discuss this hour is national trial attorney Michael Jaafar. Michael, great to see you. Thank you so much for coming on and joining us on the program. I want to get your general thoughts about what's happening here. We've sort of outlined this for the last hour or so. You have on the one hand a young man, 17 years old at the time of the crime, but also now about 19 years old, been in jail for about 18 months or so. The question is, what should the judge do in this case?
I was hoping you'd ask that question because I want another opportunity to say how difficult it is to be a judge. This is actually a very difficult decision, and here's why. This judge is going to have a decision that's going to transcend what he does in this case. Here's why. He knows, the judge knows that eventually they're going to have to release this person. They're not going to be able to keep this kid in jail for 100 years. They're eventually going to have to let him go. And so the question then becomes, what will happen? What's the chance of recidivism? What's the chance of him harming somebody in the future? Because if we release this kid in 3 years, 4 years, 10 years, whatever the case may be, what if he harms somebody? What if he does something more severe? And the reason that that becomes so complicated is because you're seeing them now deal with an issue within an issue. What do I mean by that? Mental health is an issue, but autism is a separate issue within that issue because there's bipolar, there's schizophrenia, there's depression, there's manic depressive, there's a lot of mental health disorders, but almost all of them have medication and treatment. Autism does not. And so how do you know, if you're the judge, that this person's not going to come out and lash out 10 years from now, 5 years from now, right? It would be a little less complicated if this person was dealing with severe bipolar, manic depression, schizophrenia, right? Some of these disorders even can go away over time. There's theories that say that schizophrenia goes away when you hit 40, right? And even if it doesn't go away, there's medication, there's injections, there's ways to have, a guardian ad litem. There's treatment, but autism does not. And so this is significantly complicated. And that's why I believe that they had to postpone the sentencing and they had to really, really do their homework, because we all know that the people within our ecosystem, within the jurisprudence system, try to protect the public and also try to protect their reputations when they make decisions. And if you decide to let this person go after a certain amount of time, it's on you. And one more complicating thing is the Baker Act, which in Florida, the Baker Act makes it theoretically possible. It's not, it's highly unlikely, theoretically possible to keep this kid in prison for decades if he needs more and more treatment. Again, it's theoretically possible. I don't know if it's ever been done. But in Florida, they have a special act to guide what the practitioners in the mental health system do. There's stringent laws. This young man is going to have right to counsel. He's going to have many appeals.